Something different today. I'm streaming EvE Online. I will admit that this is not a live stream. I'll put that right up front. This is not a live stream. It's delayed a certain amount of time. And I'm going to be doing some PvE and player versus environment. Killing some rats today, as they call pirates. Just rats for short. And so we're going to pull our nice little mission. It is the Salt Assault. And we'll accept it, close, and off we go into the wild blue yonder. Or the black yonder, I guess. I like this game because it's pretty to look at. Um,
Warp drive active.
so I kind of like it for that reason, if nothing else. The ship that I'm using today is called a Macarial or something like that. I'm not really sure on exactly how it's pronounced. I've got a skin on it from one of the Halloween events that CCP, the people who make the game, put out. So it makes it look kind of spooky with a skull on the top and the bottom and all that orange and black, and it just looks kind of neat. It doesn't really affect the performance or anything.
Warp drive active.
I use autocannons on this fit. Four, eight, or seven total 800 millimeter repeating autocannons. I set them with barrage ammo. Use an auto targeter, which some might find is silly, but I like the extra targeting slot on the ship that it provides, and just in general, not having to worry about constantly targeting new ships, new enemy ships. So here I am pulling up on the acceleration gate, and I'm going to give you a blow-by-blow because I know some of my regular viewers may or may not be familiar with EvE Online. And so definitely want to give them a chance to understand what's going on. So we're hitting the acceleration gate to go into a dead space pocket. At least I think that's what it's called. It's been a long time since I've been over the terminology of EvE. And we should be coming up on enemy targets. Yay! It is a target-rich environment. My guns, by the way, have a range, a fall-off total range of 59 kilometers with an optimal of 6,000 meters. So, yeah. And so we've got to start off targeting. Find out where these targets are. Chances are, with my luck, I'm going to be bringing down the whole thing on me because I chose the wrong set of targets to lock and start in on. These little destroyers don't offer much in the way of resistance to the guns. Targets popping up. I like going through the small ships first because they're almost impossible to hit when they get up close when you're in a battleship like I am. Now I'll start taking out some of these battleships. Uh-oh, one of them's turret disruption on me. Why am I not moving? Finally. And this shows you a little picture of what they look like. If we want to zoom in on them, we can. And there's my enemy ship that I'm firing at currently. Now we'll go back to looking at my ship. It's closing in pretty quickly. With those blasters of his. I suppose I could put out some drones. Start taking care of these smaller ships. Medium drones aren't going to help too much. By the way, I used 2 reppers on this bit. Marcaro does not have a greatest tank, so I overkill to a degree on certain things. Time to turn one of them on. This outer circle is for shield points. This is for middle one is for armor, and if you get down into this hole one at the bottom, you're in trouble. I think I've got some ships going after my drones now, so we'll have to call them back because I don't really want them popped. And I'm probably going to have to jump away from these guys here. I'm taking more damage than my one repair can take, and I can't keep 2 repairs going for very long. Oh no, I'm being warp disrupted as well as tracking disrupted now. Sensor dampened, not tracking disrupted. That's sensor dampening. Derp. Get some of these battleships off of me. They're the ones doing the most damage. I see that by delaying the stream like I'm doing, and again, it is a delayed stream, I'm getting a lot of slow frames. Time to take care of some of these battle cruisers. They do a fair amount of damage, but are easy to take out, so that gets guns off of me. Howdy, there were a lot of battleships. About to have to go back after them. But again, I'm almost out of battle cruisers. There's my capacitor alarm, so I'm running out of energy. Let's put some energy back in the capacitor for the moment. I've got some charges in a capacitor booster down here. see if they're going to target my drones as soon as I put them out. Yep. They did. See if that continues, or if I actually get to use my drones for a little bit before they decide to try to blap them. Two of those little frigates that were harassing me, so I'll bring my drones in. My guns are running out of charges. Had to reload them. Started shooting at my drones, as you can see down here. They're probably going to destroy one of them. Nope, got him back. But he took quite a bit of damage. That was my armor alarm saying that I've taken a lot of armor damage. Oh, I'm not shooting. We need to fix that. My last target was destroyed. Bring in my light drone. Send out some mediums to deal with the battle cruisers. This is what this enemy looks like. He's turning away from me because he uses longer range guns, called rail guns, probably. But I'm faster than all those. That's one of the nice things about Macariel. It's a fast ship. Meaning that literally, not just figuratively. Probably turned away from me. Yep. He's turned tail, trying to get away. Looking at my drones in action. And I didn't have to jump away, but I did have to use 5 of my cap booster charges to keep me a capacitor with the 2 reppers. So now I'm maneuvering around to try to catch up to and put the remaining 2 enemy ships into better gun range. Because while I can hit them out to 59 kilometers, I really won't be shooting at them that far away. And so once again, I'll remind everyone, this is not a live stream. This is a delayed stream. And now things go a little quieter because there's only 1 ship left. Drones after him. Almost got him down. Stop the ship, because there he goes. Let's see. Yeah, it's worth coming back later to salvage this. Taking a look, yep, my armor is fully repaired. I think most people shield fit Macarials, so I'm probably, to anybody that peeks in at this that knows the game, probably committing sacrilege that I've armor tank this one. But it does a good job for me, armor tanked. So I don't see much reason to change that I do armor tank it. Like I said, it does a good job for me. I call that one right there the Inigo Montoya um, nebula, because, you know, here's his chin and his mouth with his mustache and his big nose, his eyes, you know. So it looks kind of like the face of Inigo Montoya from Princess Bride. But, you know, I may be smoking the same thing the old Greeks did when they were naming the constellations. All right, it's time to move on into the next, through the next acceleration gate.
Warp drive active.
Warp drive is active. And another target-rich environment. A lot of little ships. I'm going to go ahead and jump out of this. jump out of it as far as I had intended. So we're going to put some distance between me and the oncoming ships. Wow, I made them angry. I did not put as much distance between me and them as I wanted to and intended to. I wanted them to have to come to me. I also did not anticipate having that many ships light up at the entrance. It was definitely not something that was intended. There, I've made nearly 7 million ISK shooting the ones that I have. Getting away from those railguns is proving to be something difficult. I want to get rid of those little ships before I tackle the bigger ones, because they target my drones. I don't like losing drones, unlike some people who just view it as part of the game. I don't carry that many. Well, I say that. I've got 11 light and 7 medium, and I can only put out 5 of each, so, with this ship. Come on, little frigates. Most people, by the way, do use the drones and so forth when they're in a battleship to take out frigates. I use my guns as much as possible because those little frigates eat the mess out of drones. Almost got all the small ships out of the way. Then I'll turn back into the teeth of this. That's a destroyer, by the way. Not a frigate, but it's still a little ship, and here it comes at me. Burning its little heart out. Now I'm going to burn its little heart out. Oh, dang. I hit the trigger, of course. So now there's more coming in at me. This may lead to me needing to bug out. But we'll see. Cool down some of the engine noise. drones, but we'll get them out there to try to help. While they can, before those little frigates get up here on me. Gotta watch them down here. This is their damage bars. Guns didn't open up like I wanted them to. Oh, I got sensor dampened. I'm going to bring the drones back in now. Those frigates are getting awful close to. And I've chewed down the enemy enough that I should be able to continue to tank what's left. That is the hope, anyway. Do a sensor dampening me so I can target them. I've got a flotilla admiral and a vice admiral. Okay. Dang it. I lost target lock on him because of the sensor dampening. Which gets worse as you get in close.
A module has run out of charges. A module has run out of charges.
A module has run out of charges. The other bad thing about these frigates is most of them can use webifiers and things like that can slow me down and therefore negate the speed advantage that I have with this Macario. So, anywho's, so how many am I going to lose on the target lock? Vice Admiral. Medium drones can't take out that Vice Admiral, but boy, doesn't those blasters sound pretty when they open up on you. And I'm being facetious. Of course, they don't sound pretty when they open up on you. That's why I hate fighting Serpentis. Those sensor dampers, they're not coming into play too well for them this time. But they frequently keep me from being able to lock targets and therefore do any damage. And it's, let's face it, it's just never any fun to not even be able to play the game. Because you can't lock targets. Yeah, okay, I'm whining a little bit, but there it is. But I've whittled them down now. definitely a matter of I love the sound of autocannon gunfire in the morning, right? Or the afternoon, as the case may be. Now let's run this last guy down. This, by the way, is what the red one there is what I've deemed the Chocobo nebula. I don't know what other people call it. I call it the Chocobo because it reminds me of the Final Fantasy, gigantic birds called Chocobos. My family enjoys playing Final Fantasy. I have never found it to be that enjoyable. See, turn off my repair right now, and also the auto targeter. Let's see how much ammunition I have left. Still got 7,010 cap booster charges. With the afterburner burning, I've got this. I can get this Mercurial up to, let's see, nearly 600 meters per second on speed, which is blazing fast for a battleship. Of course, I could do it faster still by um, adding in a micro warp drive instead of an afterburner. But hey, micro warp drives bring the benefit of making you easier to hit and making your capacitor smaller, both of which are undesirable traits in my opinion. So while the speed boost would be nice, yeah, I prefer being able to um, be hit less often for less damage. So I do a lot of things that most people, experts at this game, would probably call silly or loony. Certainly not efficient, but I have fun playing the way I do, and so I'll play the way I do. I see over in the chat window we've got somebody trying to let everybody know they've got something up for sale. I could have used my micro jump drive to get back to the acceleration gate a lot quicker than flying to it, but at the same time, that would have. I like using the micro jump drive for defensive purposes. So, or is it porpoises? That's another ship. Never mind. Yes, there's a ship class called the Porpoise. It's a industrial ship, which means it's good at hauling and helping out mining and things like that. Industrial Command Ship, I believe it's called. And there's another 8 million in ISK earned from bounties of blowing up these rats. And we're almost back to the gate. I can zip through it.
Warp drive active.
Wee. Hey, no acceleration gate, so this is the final room. Of the quote-unquote dungeon. The final dead space pocket of the mission. It's taking a lot of shots to get rid of that little cruiser. Oh, okay, it's an elite cruiser. It's got a bounty of 281,000 ISK on it. I've seen smaller bounties on battleships. Let's get to moving a little bit. from the other four remaining ships. Of course, one of them is probably a trigger for a new wave. Because that's the way it rolls. I keep checking this distance because that's the beacon where somebody would warp in on me. And EvE at its heart, for any of you who don't know, is at its heart a PvP game. So people will warp in on you and try to join in on your sacrifice. So I like trying to put a little distance between me and that warp-in point. Probably silly of me. There's probably something else going on that I am overlooking. There almost always is. Oh no, Zors, they're starting to do armor damage to me again. And as a warning again, this is a delayed stream. In part because of that tendency of people trying to use streams to find people to go shoot at. Weapon has run out of charges. So I'll go ahead and reload the other set of guns too. And let my drones damage him for a little bit. Oh hey, I need to turn on my repper, don't I? Ah! In fact, I'm going to go ahead and turn on both of them. Saving these locations so I can potentially come back and salvage all these wrecks later if I decide to. I sometimes don't. It may be silly of me not to, but sometimes it just doesn't feel worth it. Turn off the second repper down. Call in my drones and and it's a mission. That's a wrap. Yeah, I don't always turn to where you can see where my enemies are and things like that. Sorry. Um,
Warp drive active.
warp drive active. Oh yeah, I want to reload all my guns. So the next time I bring the Mercurial out, it's loaded and ready to go.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Yay! And that's a mission. So we now talk to our agent again, complete the mission, and get our 2.5 million ISK for doing the mission. And I'm going to call a halt to the stream. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you thought it was at least somewhat entertaining, my commentary and my poor play. Uh, but, you know, it is what it is. We may do some more another time. Just keep in mind, yeah, we'll be delaying the stream. So if you're out there looking for easy targets, you never know exactly when I was doing this. Anyway, have a good one.